Hello, horror fans. It's me, Cassandra from the Horrorcraft podcast,
Zane.
and today we have a very special episode. Bring out your cauldron, get your jar of sage, read your
Your
tarot
white salt.
cards, your white salt, read your tarot cards. Bring all the protection you got because we're talking about Sandusky Witch's Walk, which is a very special episode that's near and dear to Zane and I's heart because we both live in the area and have frequented downtown Sandusky at different times. And it's an event that truly is one of a kind. And we have the pleasure of having that be our first in person appearance for this year, which is a huge undertaking for both of us. And we will be there with the Horrorcraft podcast, along with Zane's small business, which is Cattastic Creations. If you've ever seen the super cool jewelry that Kylie and I rock and Zane, and you see the resin, that is Zane. Zane makes planchettes. He makes coffins. The limit is limitless on all the stuff that Zane has, and he keeps us decked out to the nines, especially for Witches Walk. But we're talking with Tony and Cora about how this started, and Telly also makes some appearances as well. Telly is from House of Lotus, which if you haven't been there, please go check it out. Zane and I need to go check it out ASAP. But we are talking in this episode about the event and how this went from a small bar crawl to raise money for charity and turned into the event it is today and where we could potentially see this going forward. So buckle up, grab your brooms, assemble your coven because we're in this. We're
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 in this witch.
we're in this witch and we are ready to bring out our witchy selves and bring out our coven for this event. So without further ado, what do you think, Zane? Should we start this fucking episode?
Cue the fucking music.
Cue that fucking music. Let's cue it. All right. Hello, horror fans. It's me, Cassandra,
Zane.
and we are the Horrorcraft podcast. And today we have on some very special guests. We have on Tony Schaefer. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're excited. And then we have the wonderful, the magical, the mystical Miss Cora from Sandusky's Witches Walk. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How's everybody out there? I'm losing my sash. Hold on. I'm good.
Can't lose it can't lose the almighty
Can't lose the
powerful sash.
sash.
Can't
For
lose
those
this
of
thing.
you who don't know, and have not heard us talk about the area that Zane and I live in. Sandusky is a town that's in between both of us, and every year they host a annual charity event called the Sandusky Witches Walk, which Tony and Cora are both a part of. And this year we are so excited because the Horrorcraft podcast is going to be a part of that as well. So we figured what better way to kind of kick that off than bringing on Tony and Cora to talk about the start of the Witches Walk and to give you all the information before you bring down your coven and join us for the Witches Walk. So before we get into that, though, we have to have some fun. It's the Horrorcraft podcast. We can't not have fun. So we're gonna
Let's do
have,
it.
yeah, we're gonna have some witch themed questions. The first one, I guess if a which one is your favorite, then that would fit the theme. But we always start with what is your favorite scary movie? So Tony, I'll hit that one to you.
My favorite scary movie.
Yeah.
Well, I actually, God, what we just watched it's the one about the family. The dad has to go through this world to save his kid. It's with
Insidious.
Insidious. I had gone my entire life without seeing Insidious, and my girlfriend and I just binged watched it. So it's probably because it's fresh in my mind, but that kind of blew my mind with that ghostly thriller. Didn't need the slashing, didn't need really much of anything but the imagination. That one was pretty good. I dug it.
Yeah. It's a very good series. Cora, how about you?
Okay, so you're gonna swipe and probably get me off of your screen. Never have me back again. I've never watched a horror movie because they scare the crap out of me.
I mean,
However,
All
What's
right,
your
guys. Hey,
favorite?
this has been a lot of
Okay.
fun. We'll see you guys later.
right, right, she's out, she's out. But
yeah,
wait for it, guys. So here's the cool part. I've actually been in 3 horror movies.
she
My
has.
latest one, which I will say was my favorite to be in, is called The Deliverance, not Deliverance from the 1970s, but The Deliverance, which was Lee Daniels was the producer of it, and it was based off of Demon House, the documentary that was done on the house in Gary, Indiana in 2012, where it was documented that the kids were climbing the walls and walking across the ceiling and levitating and things like that. So I was in that with Glenn Close. That was really cool to see her. So I'm going to say that that was my favorite to be in. But one of you guys out there in the Horrorcraft world, when that comes out later this year, please watch it and let me know at what point is my part. So
We
I can
will.
get through it. Like, tell me 32 minutes and 60 or 32 seconds, Cora. That's you. And then I'll come on.
I mean, not everyone. I think a lot of people get some assumptions when they're talking to us. Not everyone is going to jive with horror. They're going to be more of a spooky fan than a horror fan. And that's completely fine because I think that there are a lot of films that I would say are horror adjacent films that people watch without realizing it. And that's somebody's comfort level. So I think that's perfectly fine. Killer Clowns from Outer Space scared me when I was like 13. And now that I watch it, I laugh and giggle because it's just killer clowns with cotton candy cocoons and all kinds of craziness. So I think that that's perfectly fine. So, but you should know this question. So Hocus Pocus or The Craft?
Okay, I know Hocus Pocus, but I don't know the other one.
Oh,
I
okay.
really am kicked out, aren't I?
No, you're fine.
You're perfectly
no,
fine.
no. Hocus Pocus is
Perfectly
more
fine.
wide. I think more widely known. I think The Craft is a little bit more beloved in the horror community, just because it's kind of, we are the weirdos,
Big
Mister.
tiptoes.
Yeah, Tony. What about you?
I would have to say Hocus Pocus feels like it's more for the kids. It's like
Yeah.
fun family. You know what I mean? It takes the witch and makes it a little bit more approachable. Whereas I feel like the craft is more focused on like that whole feeling of like the outsiders. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah,
being that outsider.
I definitely think that's like we are the weirdos, Mister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Nancy
quote
says
from
it.
the movie.
That's a quote from the
Mhm.
movie. Yeah, Cora. But yeah, no, I think that's a Zane. What about you? Because you know both. That's a hard question.
That is a hard question. I love both of them equally, but if I had to say in the moment, I'd have to say The Craft.
Yeah, I feel the craft. I feel like after watching it as an adult, Nancy, you have a little bit more
It
sympathy
hits
for.
different.
Yeah, it does. So Hocus Pocus though will always be, I think, everyone's favorite though, because it introduces you to witches, and I think it's more of a kind of
And like Tony said, it's more approachable for a kid aspect
yes.
than it is not approachable, I guess.
Yeah. So
I think
Cora,
we
if you
should craft night. Like we
huh?
should have a craft movie night so I can
Yes.
experience this.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's not like gory or
no, the craft
it's
really
more supernatural kind of feeling to it.
the craft was more of a sleepover type movie. I guess it was more popular like my
Mhm.
age. It was more or less kind of, like they do stiff as a board, light as a feather.
So they're
That
stiff as a
game.
board.
Yeah.
I did.
And yeah, so that is part of the movie, and it's basically about these teenage girls who kind of form their own coven, and it's kind of youth run amok kind of thing and feeling like the outsider. So, if you were a witch though, Cora, which, I mean, you're the supreme witch, so of course you're a witch. What power would you have?
Healing.
Healing. I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Absolutely. Head witch.
Yeah. Head witch, healing power. Tony, what about you?
Head witch.
I feel like if I had to choose just one that I would be like renowned for,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather be noted for the quality of my concoctions.
Ooh, yeah,
Like a
brewing.
brewmaster,
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, his is less fungusy and he does such a great job covering up the eye of newt, you know. It's just enough cardamom and spice, you know. I'd rather him say something like that, you know.
I can't with you, Tony.
I can't.
Can you hear Sally?
Yeah, that's Telly in the background from House of Lotus. We love her.
We love Telly. We've got some comments from the Witchy Peanut Gallery.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't either because that lends in perfectly to the next question. Because of the fact of if you've seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Elvira like tries to think that she's cooking and she ends up like making her own brew and she tries to put like the canned cheese on top of it and stuff like that. So if you had to pick, would you rather pick Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, or Winnie Sanderson? Cora.
Winnie.
Winnie.
Winifred. It's, the hair.
The hair.
Yeah.
Spiritual connection.
Sisters.
It's a ginger thing.
I could get that totally. Tony, what about you?
As a man, it's a really uncomfortable question for me to answer.
He's a boob man.
But listen, and it's not just me. I have a soft spot for redheads. My girlfriend is a redhead, and we just watched Elvira. I had not seen it since I was a kid, and she had never seen it. And even she was like, I think I like Elvira. And I was like, babe, me too. Winnie Sanderson could be my babysitter, but if I'm just hanging out, it's probably gonna be Elvira. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, I think I know Zane's answer too. Zane's gonna be Elvira, right?
Yeah. I'm already the sarcasm level of Winifred. Yeah.
See, I naturally will pick Elvira. Obviously I'm a Cassandra. Cassandra Peterson is Elvira. And I actually did not know that I was a Cassandra until we did an episode with somebody that knows Elvira. And I let my grandmother listen to it. And she's like, no, your name is not Cassandra. It's Cassandra, like Elvira. And I was like, apparently I've been saying my name wrong the whole entire time. So identity crisis at 30, here we come. So, but Elvira is just, I don't know what it is. There's something so relatable about Elvira. Winnie is a great character, but Elvira is just, she's a hot mess. She's a hot mess. She knows it. She loves it. We love her for it.
One-liners for days.
Oh, yeah.
The one-liners.
Easy.
Yeah, the car too.
Oh, I would.
I've not seen Elvira, so to really have a good judgment of it. But Winifred is a take charge.
Yeah, Winifred is. I also think Winifred's a little misunderstood, especially if you haven't seen the second one, where we kind of find out that Winifred kind of has to be the take charge for her family and has to be, the one that everyone relies on and kind of has to go against the grain for her family. Because they expect her and her sisters to be one way and they're just incapable of it. So I think she's the one that's kind of like, okay, well, if I have to be the devil in order to take care of my sisters, I'm going to do it. So I do think that that's a great quality about both Elvira and Winnie at the same time. So a great part about Elvira and Winnie both, though, is that they have their own familiars. If you guys had to pick a familiar as a witch, who would it be?
Tony, you go first.
So, like, Are you saying like which person or how would I want them to
Like
appear to me?
yeah, like a cat, a dog, a bat, an owl, like um
Spider.
The animal
spider.
I'd be most comfortable with, I feel like
Yeah.
is a dog would be great because it's pretty normal to see a dog. You could blend in, you know. But to be discreet about it, I'd have to say maybe like a tiny gecko. It could like live in the collar of my shirt and tell me things when it
That's
needed to.
kind of a great like thinking process behind that, because like how could they like pick that out from you then? Like if you just
Hmm.
have a tiny gecko that's just hiding
Like
in your
right
stuff.
here. It's
Yeah,
just like
Hmm.
whispering things.
like Ratatouille, but witchy
That's right.
style.
That's right. I'm into
So,
it. I'm into it.
Cora, what about you?
A crow, a black crow, a raven.
You know it.
I'm yeah,
Absolutely. Here it is. They follow me. It's a thing.
it is a thing. So I would either say a bat. If you've been in my house, you would know that right off rip. I have bats all over my house. My child
Freaking bad.
always is always like, it's always freaking bats. So it'd either be a bat or a cat. Bat or cat. What about
Better
you,
cat.
Z?
I have 3 cats, so obviously it's a cat.
That pretty much sums it
I
up.
have one next to me sleeping.
Yeah,
Dane's a cat person.
I
yeah.
am a cat person.
We're cat
There are two
enthusiasts.
right now at my feet.
Oh, see, we always have cats around. Normally, there's either the big gray one or the big bougie one. Yep, Zane's got his cat right there. So we got Athena in the background. But
Can catch them.
yeah, cats. I like cats. So cats or bats. I'm going either way. So
She's a
but
poet, didn't even know it.
right. But okay, so thank you for playing our little witchy game. So we're gonna get into the Sandusky Witches Walk. A lot of people who aren't from the area don't know about this event. So we'll go ahead and take it back from the beginning. So Cora, tell me how this went from being a
Oh,
bar crawl. Oh, kitty
it's
cat.
so cute. Squirrel
Uh,
moment.
for a moment, tangent. Uh,
Is it
tell me
this
how this went from being
text?
a bar crawl for charity to where it is now. Because I know it did. It started off very small as just kind of your typical bar crawl that was meant to raise money for a certain type of charity. And now it's turned into a whole entire event that takes over downtown Sandusky. How
So
did we get there?
it did start as a pub crawl. It was a group of about 20 business women downtown going in one group from one bar to the next on a humdrum Wednesday night, just to get some business on, a low revenue night of the week. And it just grew from there. Donna Brett started it. She did an amazing job. They became a big following. 2014, it did become a charity. I don't know that the focus ever kind of shifted. I became involved in 2019. Tony came on in 2020. And Donna was ready to pass the broom. Witches Walk was going to be done. And I asked her, will you consider passing the broom instead? Because you could see this great opportunity to really raise a lot of money for charities in our area, with just some few changes. Now, the few went to a lot. We ended up making a lot of changes. The first being that one of my goals in taking over was to make it a 501c3. So last year we did do that. The second goal was to make sure we had enough in sponsorship to cover the event itself so that we could tell our participants that 100% of ticket sales goes directly to the beneficiaries. And we were able to do that. There's lots of ways in which we did that. Tony was an integral part in that. I really saw the charity aspect and the business kind of part of it. And Tony was huge in the creative shift that it took from going from just a pub crawl to, what would you call it, Tony? It's more of a spectacular. There's this entertainment feel to it.
The spectacle. It's an experience.
It is. There we go. It's an experience. It's an experience. So we wanted other people that don't necessarily just go to the bars to have something to do. And people that were downtown on a Saturday night. That's the only other thing we did, change it to a Saturday night when more people could attend. And there would be naturally people that are already down there. And there was something for them to see that they were just wowed by, and to bring them back. So we did a whole lot of things to create that.
I love that, because for me, that was I've always really wanted to attend the Witches Walk, but I've never been able to because obviously I'm a mom. So it being like on a Wednesday, Thursday was not going to work for me. And then obviously too, I'm not a huge drinker. And so I'm the kind of person that I want an event, an experience. So to see the way that it has transformed the last couple of years has been really awe-inspiring, because we like, as horror fans, and I can both tell you this, we like having that experience, because I think a lot of times that gets excluded from, it's only a certain type of year where you get to have the spooky events and stuff. And obviously this is taking place during spooky season, but it's hard to find an event that strikes that chord between not being so scary and still being appropriate enough for a horror fan. And I feel like this is one of the few events that actually does that, because I'll be honest, I can watch Terrifier 2. I can watch a bunch of different horror movies and like gore and stuff, but me actually going to a haunted house most of the time is not going to happen. Like I will probably end up accidentally decking somebody. I've done it before, much to my dismay. But I just like more of the experience and getting into it. So I like the idea that downtown Sandusky, where I grew up in, gets taken over in the sense of it becomes this enchanted world for the night. And you really get to get immersed into it, because to me, that's what makes this event great, is not only is the money going to charity, but it's also an event that at the end of the day that you're getting immersed into this world. So I think it's great that those two things get merged together and come together the way that they do. So I'm really excited for people to see that this year. So Zane.
As we know that this is a charity, for those who don't know, what is the donations going for this year? What are the recipients of the donations?
So let me start with our mission statement, because that will kind of cover the basis of it. Our mission statement is to raise funds for projects and programs that positively impact the growth and development of the youth of our community, and honor and support the seniors who first paved the way. So last year, in our first year as this official charity, we did raise $30,000. And with it, we put internet in for the after-school programs at the Reckitt Mills. For those of you who are not familiar with Sandusky, we do not have a true rec center. We are renting an old elementary school building, and they are using the classrooms to the best that they can for programming for children that come there after school. When I did a needs assessment there, I found that they did not have internet. So our children of our community come home with their tablets, but they'd go to the after school programs and not have the ability to do their homework or get help with their homework. So Witches Walk paid for the installation fees and a desktop kiosk area and a year's worth of internet. We also provided thousands of meals to homebound seniors through the senior center. This year, we are committed to providing another year's worth of internet, because we haven't decided yet as a city what will happen with a rec center. So we'll pay for another year's worth of internet for the kids. We'll still provide meals, but the bulk of the money that we raised this year is going to family health services for the new medical center that they are building downtown. If you haven't been down there, it's Dr. Gallagher's old building. It's a 150-year-old historic building. There are 3 senior high-rise living towers right within a block and a half of this building. And these seniors are living independently, but many of them maybe shouldn't be. And although Sandusky has a wonderful revitalization going on, our seniors are falling through the cracks down there. So we want to make sure that we're bringing primary care, behavioral health, a full-scale pharmacy, an outpatient lab, and a rooftop for senior programming right to them, where statistics show us that it's needed the most. I believe that it's 52% of people in Sandusky do not have transportation to get back and forth to their doctor's appointments. So Family Health Services will provide that too. As a patient, they get free transportation. So the medical center that's going to be put down there, that's in the works right now, is just amazing. And it will also service the businesses and their employees, the other people that call downtown their home. And for those of you that are not from here, we are America's #1 coastal small town. So as our tourists come in to visit our area, we want to make sure that they're there for them too. So this medical center really fits within what Witches Walk wants to do. And so it's kind of the magic of healthcare. As a geriatric nurse by trade, that's important to me.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up, that you are a geriatric nurse by trade. So I know that this is a passion project. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
The witchy side of me is drawn to hospice.
Yeah, I love that. And I will tell you personally, I was down there probably about 2 weeks ago, working on some content for the Witches Walk, to promote some of the businesses that the Witches Walk, that has sponsored the Witches Walk. And I could tell you, just from being down there on a Saturday, there were a lot of the seniors that live downtown that were walking about. And, you have the crowd that's obviously coming in for Kelly's Island and all the different things that are going on a Saturday. But then you also have people that are just living down there. And it's nice to see that this is going towards something that's hugely needed, which is taking care of the population down there, not only for the seniors, but like you're saying, the people that work down there and can't necessarily take a day off to go and get to the doctors and do what they need to do. So this gives them the opportunity to do all of that in one shot when they're down there. And I think that that's such an important thing that we really need to focus on. So I love that not only is this a spooky event that everyone can enjoy, but it's going towards something that really is going to leave a lasting impression on our city for a long time to come. Because I just think that that's so important. So what are some of the new changes this year for the Witches Walk?
We are adding an enchanted market. That will be a pavilion at the pier. So we're super excited about that. Telly from Lotus House of Light and Love, our little witchy gallery back there, she's going to be in charge of that. And that will have some metaphysical type vendors, some other fun things that, I think we have someone that crochets some little witchy things and stuff. Sharon Oakes from Spoonin' that made this for me for my very first Witches Walk. This is a spoon from 1806. Aww. She will be there with her spoon jewelry, so we're excited about having her. Our fire performances will be bigger this year. We have a different company coming for those, Ohio Burn Unit out of Cleveland, and they will be doing 4 15-minute long fire performances over on the pier. Our costume contest will shift to the pier. The city's leaving the stage up for us. So this year, our contestants will get to march across the stage so they can be easily seen. We are making our parade bigger. So expect some fun things within that parade itself. So we're going to start an hour earlier this year at 5, and we'll take off at 5:30 instead. It used to be 6. We need to allow some more time for that. We just finished today our initial setup for escape rooms. So we have 3 escape rooms that are going into the Dying Hippie. You guys know about the Dying Hippie. Peach is so great. She owns a little island shop on Kelly's, and she's been asked for several years now to open up in Sandusky. So she called us a few weeks ago and said, I am going to open up. I'd like to be ready for Witches Walk. I have this huge building. Do you have a need for it? So the escape rooms just presented themselves. We went up to the second floor, the elevator opens, and there's 3 almost identical rooms right there. So it's perfect. So we set those up this year. I guess the biggest thing that we're adding, though, is a second event. So that, do you want to talk about that now, or you want me to wait?
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, I know we're super excited because if you are listening to this and you don't know, the Horrorcraft family has also expanded, and we have a family-friendly themed podcast called Spooky Mom's Coven. And just as much as we did for the Horrorcraft, where we expanded into a family-friendly event, so has the Witches Walk. So now they're doing the Little Witches Walk, which I'll let Cora go ahead and take that away.
It's Little Witches Walk Halloween Party at the Pier on October 14th. We'll start at 5 o'clock. We're going to launch with their very own parade. After there, I said it again, Tony, very own. Tony does all of our promotional videos, and we've noticed that's the line I use a lot. And then after that, they're going to have a dance. We can't teach them the traditional witches dance, so we'll do a follow-along type dance with them. The Erie Metro Parks Nature on Wheels bus will be there, so kids can get up and close with some creepy creatures. The OSU Extension Office will be there with some magical technology. Within the pavilion, there's some concessions. We have activities. There will be broom making, pumpkin painting, face painting. We also have Vita will be there with hot chocolate and coffee. And outside will be the House of Donuts donut truck with donuts and cider. And we can't forget this part. Bay Popcorn will be there with popcorn, because at 7:30, we're showing Hocus Pocus on the pier. And this event is free for families. All are welcome, all ages. And we say all ages because I know people that are my age coming to watch Hocus Pocus with their witchy friends. They're just very excited about it too. All costumes are welcome. A witch is a witch, whether you're a boy or a girl. So that doesn't matter, boys and girls. And like I said, all costumes.
Yeah, I just love that. Yeah, I love that. I love that it's an event that's for not only just kids, but for anyone in general. If you just want to go down and have fun. I'm super bummed because unfortunately we are not going to be able to make it like we originally thought we were going to. However, there will be treat bags sponsored by us as well. That will be part of the Witches Walk. So you'll have a little piece of the Horrorcraft podcast there. And then hopefully next year we'll be able to be there in person. I know the Hocus Pocus Jeep is going to be there as well.
Yeah,
I actually,
great. Thank you.
Yeah, I ran into the woman who does the Hocus Pocus Jeep at the haunted garage sale that the Cleveland Haunt Society runs, and got to actually see it in person. So if you wondered what a haunted like a Hocus Pocus Jeep what looks like, head over to Instagram. I think I still have a picture up, but I fully took a picture of me and Billy, because Billy Bones is just driving off in the Jeep when she had it set up. But it's just a cool event. Like if you're a parent like me who loves cramming in cool events that just you could just kind of do whatever, this is that event. Like this is the event for spooky season where you can go, you can have a fun time, watch Hocus Pocus. That's always a crowd pleaser. And you can do a bunch of stuff. I know Telly has a bunch of cool stuff that they're going to be doing for crafts and different things, which I'm super jealous about. I still need to make it to House of Lotus to come see Telly. I feel like I'm going to spend a whole day there.
I'm here right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to spend a whole day there. So we're super excited about that event. And we'll definitely have the details for everything down below. The Enchanted Marketplace that she was talking about, that's actually where you'll see Zane, Kylie, and I basically kind of just peered up a little bit in the corner with our setup. Zane's going to be selling his wares for Catastic Crafts, and we're also going to be promoting the podcast.
Hello, horror
seeing
fans.
Kylie
It's
and I
me,
throughout
Cassandra.
the night,
Well,
roaming
Cassandra.
around, kind of being an eye in the sky.
Zane.
For
And
Witches
today
Walk
is
to do some
special
promotional stuff
episode.
for Horrorcraft
Pull
and
out
kind of
your
see how everyone's
sage.
liking Witches Walk, because I think it's going to be fantastic. And definitely each business kind of really rocks it out of the park when it comes to Witches Walk. The Witches Walk website already has some of the specials and stuff like that different places are going to have on there. So if you want to like plan out your night, you want to pregame, go on the Witches Walk website. They have all the information in there. They have all the information for the vendors as well if you want to get your witchy wear, which is another thing that I know is in place. So Cora, if you want to go ahead and talk about witchy wear, we can let the people know where they can get their witchy wear at.
Sure. Witchy Wear just launched today. We're so grateful for Foghorn Designs in Norwalk, Ohio. That Trevor is wonderful. The whole crew is wonderful there. But we picked the 4 best-selling shirts from last year. You can get a shirt, a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, or a sweatshirt. They also did decals for us with our Witches Walk logo. There's 4 different designs. You can go to SanduskyWitchesWalk.com and just click on Witchy Wear. It will take you to the store. The store is open until October 1st. You first click on which type of shirt you want. And then from there, there's drop downs for different colors and then what design you want. My favorite is support your local witches. I love that, but there's also the Witches Walk logo. And there's one that says there's a little witch in all of us. And one that was very popular, especially with the guys, is so cool. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, a Jack label or something. And it says witches and whiskey.
Ooh,
that was
yeah.
very, very popular. So that's back this year. Trevor will be on site the night of Witches Walk right under the marquee at the State Theater to magically create some t-shirts and stuff, some witchy wear for people. But we don't know what he's bringing that night. So if anybody wants those particular designs, they should get on and order them before October 1st, because like I said, Trevor's going to bring something cool that night, and it's a surprise to even us what he's going to bring. Once that order or the store closes on October 1st, he'll put a batch order in, get them all screen printed, and you can pick whether you're going to pick it up in person or have it shipped to you, but you'll have it in time for Witches Walk. Because a lot of people are bringing their significant other, and that person may not want to dress in costume, and that's okay. Get your witchy wear, come down and hang out with us.
Yeah, I like that, because I know personally, like for us, for Witches Walk, both Kylie and I were going to have our significant others there along with Zane, and they're just kind of supportive horror husbands in the background. They're like, yeah, do your thing. We'll just be over here. So for, a lot of husbands or a lot of significant others that are kind of like, yeah, go be a witch, do what you want to do. And they're like, doing this the whole time. You need something that at least you could be a little festive. So that way, your significant other isn't fully out of the whole experience. They could still be comfortable and still kind of experience everything. So definitely get that in October 1st. That will definitely be in the link in the description down below. And like Cora said, you can pick out whether you're going to pick that up in person or have it shipped to you, however they work that out, and go from there. But tickets can be found for the Witches Walk on the website. You can also get them at Lake Erie Islands. It's basically kind of like our tourist type
welcome center.
And you can go get the tickets. I understand that the pier is open to everyone, but this is a charity event and the tickets are only $25. This is going towards something that is going to leave a lasting legacy on Sandusky, especially with the building. So I would highly advise getting a ticket. And especially because there are 2 different tiers and there are so many cool things that come with it. And you could kind of take a look and see what tier works best for you on the Witches Walk website. But don't be the witch that shows up without a ticket.
Don't be that witch.
Yeah, 100%. Do not be that witch.
Don't be that witch.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. We're highly encouraging you not to. Yes. This is like the one area that Cora and I will get jazzed up about. Do not show up without a ticket. This is going towards something. It's going towards charity. This is an event that I could tell you how many different people Zane and I have interviewed on the podcast. You go to another spooky event, like out on the East, New York or the West Coast in California and stuff like that. You're easily going to pay $100 to $150 for a spooky event. We have friends who do it every year with different kinds of companies and stuff like that. And it's worth every penny for what they do. But this is an event that's happening in our own backyard and is literally going towards the improvement of our community. So I think you can gather your coven together and pull $25 for each ticket. So definitely buy a ticket. Come join. You don't have to be out crazy as a witch, if you want to just be like your basic everyday witch, cool. If you want to go balls to the wall and dress like the Supreme Witch, like Cora, you're more than welcome to. Every witch is welcome, but buy a ticket. That's my PSA.
That, and you will not be allowed into the parade, which is the walk, or that cauldron area without a ticket. They will be in lanyard form this year. So you have to be wearing your ticket. We tell people you need a ticket to participate, but the great part is you don't have to participate to buy a ticket. And you can still have your chance at that grand prize of $2,500 that we will pull from the main cauldron that night.
I mean, this is an experience in itself alone. Just some of the things that are being talked about for Witches Walk with like the photo opportunities and different things like that. You're not going to be able to find this any other place. Like for someone like Zane and I who absolutely adore spooky season, obviously we are horror podcasters. We do this all day, every day. It is very rarely that we get an event like this in our backyard. So it is important to show up and show out, especially because of the fact that this is going towards such a worthwhile cause. So if you're a spooky fan like us and you're listening to this podcast right now, you need to be taking a part of it in this event. It is absolutely wonderful. It's going towards charity. And at the end of the night, you're going to be like, wow, how did I not know that this event was happening the whole entire time? I guarantee you are absolutely going to feel that way. That's my opinion, but I'm just saying I'm not wrong.
It's her tangent of the night.
It's my tangent of the night.
I think you're right. I mean, one of the most important things for me about the Witches Walk is that if you look where it started, which, we all have those, we know those small towns, they do the pub crawl. It's fun. And the same kind of group of people usually does the pub crawl. And those small community events are so special. But to have one that actually started to grow and evolve, and it kept growing and it kept evolving, for somebody like me, I like to imagine like, okay, well, if we all do show up and show out, what could this look like in 5 years? What other amazing experiences and spectacles could we bring in if we started to form kind of a community around this event? And I think that's what's happening. And that's super exciting for me because it's already awesome. But if we keep showing up, what's it going to look like in 5 years?
Right.
It's beyond what we could describe right now.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, we've seen that with so many different things. I mean, for us too, we've seen so many things start from just a small little thing and grow into something huge. And so this is one of these events that is doing that. So the continued support, the continued love, that is only going to grow and make this a powerhouse that's not only going to be a great event for our community that everyone will look forward to and will bring more tourism to our town during a time when our tourism is kind of dipping off a little bit, but it's going to leave a lasting impression because it means that the Witches Walk is going to be able to invest more in more charities, do more need assessments around our area, and help more people. And at the core of everything, everyone should feel blessed to be able to do that. By doing that with one single ticket is amazing. The fact that, you guys turned this into a 501(c)(3) last year and you raised $30,000. Like, that to me is just
Magic.
It's absolute magic.
It is magic.
It is like the real life practical magic. And I think just building that up more.
There's a reason behind that,
Yeah. Because we're all witches. We're manifesting. We're manifesting this. We're manifesting positive vibes. So if you like us, you like what you hear in this episode, and you want to be a part of the Ghoul Crew, come out and join us. So this is the first in-person event for the Horrorcraft podcast. And that is huge.
Thank you for picking us.
Well, thank you for having us. Because we're super excited. But if you like hearing us on the interwebs, come out and see us in person, because I'm telling you, we're just as lively, if not more, in person. So we are super excited for this. Again, the ticket link and everything is going to be in the bio. Is there anything else that we need to know, Cora, about this event?
Tony, I'm going to turn this over to you. You got a really good look last year of getting all of the video footage and everything for that wrap up amazing video that you did. And what is it that you saw with like the street performers and things that are down there for people to really watch?
For me, I'm going to take my time and think about this. I'm a man of specific words. So when we talk about things that are mystical, when we talk about metaphysical things, when we talk about things that are kind of off the beaten path, like, there's a way to make it approachable and still satisfy the people who live in that world too, and I feel like Witches Walk could be that approachable Halloween event that's also steeped in that kind of mysticism. And it provides a spectacle to people to view it. And think about the world of people who aren't necessarily like immersed in that world of mysticism, it kind of gives them like a bird's eye view. They could stand on the corner like 2 blocks down and be like, I don't know, it seems kind of cool, So it's this mixture of fire performers, everyone dressed up, the community coming together. And yes, it's for a good cause, but it also lifts up your spirit while you're there. So while I was on the ground and I'm sifting through the hours and hours of footage making this video, I saw happy faces. I saw people getting to do something outside of their comfort zone. I saw great entertainers. I saw businesses coming together to support this event. And it's just a myriad of puzzle pieces that all just come together. And I think that's what makes a truly special community event. And this one's got it. And the more people support it, the more it's going to grow, and the more of those spectacles we can bring in, and the more maybe we can talk the city into letting us turn it into Halloween town for a night or two.
I think we can make that happen. Definitely. I like that you brought that up, because that is a very good point. We really pride ourselves on our podcast of being the middle ground of horror. We both have experienced different pockets of horror where we felt like we don't belong because of the fact of there are certain pockets where it's like, okay, well, if you don't feel this way or that way, you're invalid. On our podcast, everything is valid. Everything is worth a watch. Even some of the films that we don't necessarily agree with most of the time. But I mean, there's a place for everybody in horror. And I do like that this event, there's a place for everyone at this event as well. Whether you're a super fan witch like us, or you're a starter level, you have a place. Or you want to be that person that's 2 blocks away, like Tony's saying, that's watching out for it. You could be that person too. So, and I do believe that this event is only going to get bigger and better. And obviously Tony and Cora are living proof of that. So if you want to see us in person and you want to be a part of this event, hit the link, get your ticket, come out and be a part of it and show up, because this event, the more and more we build upon it, the more and more we are going to make things better. So I really truly believe that that is what's going to happen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop. Okay, we took a quick commercial break, but we are back, and Cora is going to explain to us the difference on the tier levels, because there is a $25 level and a $50 level, and they have some big differences between the two. So go ahead and take it away, Cora.
Okay. So for $25, you have entrance into the walk itself, which is the parade, and the dance. If you want to partake in the dance by the end of this month, Tony will have that instructional dance video up on our website, so you can learn it online. We'll have some in-person practices too. So you get into the dance, you'll get into the cauldron area to be right there with the opening spell. And you have 5 chances to win $2,500. Actually, we have 3 prizes this year. We have a $500 downtown gift package with gift certificate. Then we have a glamorous witch package that's worth $1,000 from Sandusky Wellness Med Spa for like Botox or cryotherapy, whatever you want to get. It's cool sculpting, I think is what it's called. And then the $2,500 grand prize. In the Supreme Witch package ticket, and these are both in booklet or raffle booklet form, and they will be on in a lanyard, so you can pull them out, take your raffle tickets out, put them in cauldron stops all over the city. There'll be a QR code on the front that takes you right to our event entertainment and specials page, where it lists all of the cauldron stops, what entertainment they have, their hours of operation. I should stop there to say that you can put your tickets in these cauldron stops all day long. So we have a business called Wake Up and Waffle. If you want to wake up and waffle with your witches at 7 a.m., you can start putting your raffle tickets in their cauldrons and the cauldrons that are around town during their business hours. So you'll get, in the Supreme Witch package, you get 10 raffle tickets to play. So that's double witches. You get 10 raffle tickets. You also get free entrance into the costume contest, which I'll explain in a moment. And you get a photo ticket. So we have an 8 by 12 foot vertical chalk wall that we actually build on set at the cauldron. And we bring in a chalk artist from Columbus, Chris Fry, the chalk guy. He does a great job. He starts chalking that in the morning and then gets it all sealed and everything ready, so you can watch that magically come to life throughout the day. So you get a ticket to have your photo professionally taken by none other than our Tony from Oddfellow Photography, who we love so much. And they will go on his website, and then Tony has them ready that they can get on and download it later, so they don't have to carry their picture around. So you get a photo ticket. If you want an extra one, we have them for sale with our Ticket Witches at the State Theater right out front. So that's $10. You have one for free, but if you want a picture with all of your coven members, you can get an extra one of those. The other thing about that ticket package is the costume contest. So this is the big one. $10 of every Supreme Witch ticket sold goes into a 50-50 cauldron. After the parade, after the dance, after our annual meeting, after the opening spell, we go over to the pier area and we have the costume contest. There are 10 judges. They will each pick their favorite witch. Their pictures will be professionally taken by Tony in front of that chalk wall. And by the next morning, Tony works so tirelessly all night, we get those top 10 witches on our Facebook page for virtual voting. Virtual voting happens until Halloween. So midnight of the 30th is the end of voting. On Halloween, we announce how much magic we raised for the community and go live with our beneficiaries. We also go live with that winning witch. That winning witch gets her share of that 50-50, and she also gets the golden broom. Here is, oh, it's stuck. Here's the golden broom. The Golden Broom allows you to become part of the Supreme Witches Coven for life. And that means that you never pay to get into Witches Walk again. You help lead the parade. You stand right at the cauldron with the Supreme Witch, and you kind of watch your coven grow throughout the years. It's a really neat thing. People get very excited about it. So there are only 2 golden brooms out there. Hold on a second. Sorry.
We should do an infomercial for this. I think it'd be a lot easier.
Do it. I'm thinking we should do an infomercial. Do I?
We should.
Creative content creators. I call him a content coordinator because he coordinates everything. Do I know somebody who could put together an infomercial, or someone who could put together like a 1990s sitcom video? And we're totally being sarcastic because we just launched this video on our Facebook page that does run like a sitcom. And so, when he says we should do an infomercial, be watching for that. Tony's just so incredibly creative. Did I hit all of the highlights of those 2 ticket levels,
yes.
Tony?
I think you did.
Okay. Yeah, you did. Go ahead. Okay.
Go ahead, me?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, Cora, I believe you listed off everything that is pertinent to the Supreme Witch ticket.
I believe so.
Supreme ticket.
Yeah. Supreme. I mean, you could be basic, but why be basic when you can be supreme?
I mean, somebody has to be a basic witch. It's good, but why be basic when you can be
basic when you be extra?
And as we know, we always advocate for extra on this podcast. So definitely we'll have everything down below with the links, everything to expect, and you'll see content from us throughout from now until Witches Walk with different things. We have our coven coming together for Witches Walk, where we'll have 3 of us together in person, which is a feat because Zane and I live pretty relatively close, but Kylie lives like the other part of the state. So you'll be able to see all of us in person, plus you'll see a lot of content. And truly, this is an event. So like Cora was saying, you want to get up, you want to wake up and waffle, you want to have your brunch, your little mimosas with your coven, then go and get ready and kiki, do it. This is an event. This is a day where you can, put the kids to a babysitter, take the day for yourself, get together with your witches, make a whole day out of it, and just have a lot of fun. And it's a family affair. It's 18 and above, but I mean, I know people who go with their mothers, that are my age, that the whole family goes out and does it. I know a family that all the daughters go together with the mom, and it's really just a fun time to do that. And to get out and support your local, witches coven, the Sandusky Witches Walk, and put money towards charity. So why not? So everything will be linked below. And like I said, you'll see us at different places. There are a ton of great places that you can go visit before the Witches Walk, including Wake Up and Waffle, along with so many others. And if you want to get some good recommendations on that, check out our Instagram, check out our TikTok, check out Facebook. You'll see a lot of coverage from us going to different places, and just having fun. So that's what the Witches Walk is all about. So please check out those other sponsors for the Witches Walk, because they all offer great, incredible things. And like I said, a lot of them already know what they're going to do for Witches Walk. So that is on the website, and you can go ahead and pregame and figure out, where you're going to stop, what you're going to do, all the things. And come check out the Enchanted Market, because we'll be there. Zane will be there with his fantastic merchandise, which when you see what he has cooked up, you'll lose your mind. There is a bunch of Horrorcraft goodies. There is
Tally
also
will be there.
Yeah, Tally will be there. And
Telly will be there.
Telly, yes. Sorry, Telly.
That's all right.
It's okay. You can hit me with a broom later.
There's also, when we're talking about sponsors, there's a cool thing that's happening tomorrow that's not happened before. Tony's going with me for this. So the Small City Tap House and Clag Brewing is creating a Witches Walk beer.
Ooh.
Yes, so I will be in full uniform. My boss calls this my uniform, and that's fine. I'm fine with it. It's my uniform. I'll be in full uniform tomorrow to go on the label of that beer.
Well, the
Ooh,
witches, that is
congratulations.
amazing. Congratulations. I don't like beer, but I might actually drink that beer just because it sounds magically, wonderfully delicious and witchy. Witches Walk is yeah, I'm gonna try it. Like I'll I'll try anything once. That sounded really bad, but I'm talking
That's my
beer,
life motto. I can't believe you just said that. That's my line.
But Witches Walk has a ton of exclusive, and one of them is it will be the only place so far in person that you will be able to pick up our exclusive Horrorcraft podcast stickers, which are coming out. We have a murder Barbie pack and a witchy woman pack coming out in time just for Witches Walk. And that will be the only place in person that you can get them. And if you want a sticker that says witches be crazy, that's your place to get it. So
you know what? Can you save one of those for me? Because
you're getting a whole pack.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're getting a whole pack.
Yeah, everyone's getting a whole pack.
I don't really get the full experience like everyone does because I'm going, I mean, I have a different experience. It's wonderful, but I'm going around to all of the sponsors, making sure I make an appearance and saying thank you. So it's a pretty busy night for me. So if you could save me one of those and House of Donuts can save me a pumpkin cream stick, this will be one happy witch.
Ooh. Yeah, it says witches be crazy. And then, because Zane is Grandma Gertie, we have Grandma Gertie's coffee sticker as well, and so much more. So we will have a lot of fun stuff. So we will definitely save you a sticker pack. But yeah, there are going to be a lot of places that have exclusives for Witches Walk. So please come down, check them out. It's also going to be a family affair. Not only are we going to be there, but my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law are going to be there as well. So with Cauldron Concoctions, and they have a bunch of witchy cool tarot earring, anything that you need, they have it there. So it'll be a whole family affair with everyone from my family. So bring out your family for that experience as well. Come and do some shopping, do some drinking. If you don't want to drink, do some eating. I know there's
drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly and have some tacos.
Brew responsibly.
Yes.
Do not drink much potion and trip over your brew.
Yes.
You're not drinking fly.
No drinking and flying. Brooms grounded for this. Brooms grounded. Like there will be enough room parking along Sandusky. There'll be enough room parking. Please, nobody drink and fly. That's the theme. Okay, nobody drink and fly. But thank you so much for coming on, guys. This is so fun, and I'm excited to be doing this all in person together. And if you like what you're hearing, you like hearing the stuff from Zane and I, like hearing the stuff from Tony and Cora, come join us in person. The ticket link is down below. And again, do not be that witch. Do not show up without a ticket. It's not a cool look. This is for charity. Let's
do not dress up and show up. Do not benefit from the magic of the night without contributing to the cause.
Yes. So this is going towards a fantastic cause. This is going towards not only helping children, but helping our seniors, which is something that our area desperately needs right now. And this is a building that is going to benefit a lot of people and help out a lot of different demographics. So please help contribute to that. This is going to be something fantastic and legacy building that we're going to be able to look back on a couple years from now and say, us witches did that. So until
high five.
High five. Witchy high five. Woo-hoo. But until next time, it's me, Cassandra from the Horrorcraft podcast, and
Zane.
And thank you so much, Tony and Cora, for coming on. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're super excited. We're going to link everything in the link down below. And this is one of the few episodes that is actually going to be up on our YouTube as well, since we've made the jump. So everyone's going to be up on YouTube. If you see me looking crazy, again, I have some.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. There's some back issues. It's not just me having the zoomies because it's like 9 o'clock at night. But until next time, thank you for joining us and stay spooky.
Stay spooky.
Bye.